Hey there, this is Danielle the Queen Bee coming at ya. I thought I would do a slightly different thing for a tutorial today. I am going to be showing you a wrapped crystal. In this case, it's an Aventurine crystal, and I found some Swarovski, and I made some fringe for it. I was feeling very ornate today. Here are the usual suspects for tools. I use these constantly. Flush cutters, nylon jaws, my favorite, chain nose, and some mini round nose pliers. I would say those are like the essentials. So here's the Aventurine piece I'm going to be using. It's actually a bead. You'll see there's a hole there. It's side drilled at the top. For this method, you will need a drilled crystal. And I'm using some 24 gauge silver plate for the weaving, and I've woven here on some 16 gauge pewter, which is just tin copper, so it's nothing expensive or precious. And I'm just going to coil and coil and coil around it for a few inches. As you can see right there, there's a few inches. So I'm going to string it on the bead. And by the way, if your bead cannot accommodate 16 gauge, don't worry, just use 18, or if you really want to, just use 20. It's not really a problem. So this is the beginning of the design. I'm making a loop with it, and because it's 16 gauge, it's tough. So I had to really fiddle and make it do something reasonably attractive. Otherwise it was gonna look all bent. And I figure right now, I'll tell you, I'm on Facebook. If you go and look me up, I will link to that page down below. And I'm also on Instagram at QueenBeeJewels. And, oh, there's the beginning of that loop. It's going to be a very simple design because of the gauge of the wire. Next time I might try my hand at 20, just to see what it's like and what kind of looks I can create with that. So I'm going to begin wrapping the coiled portion of the wire around, and oh, I'm actually making a bail right now. Well, sort of the one part of the bail. I will attach a factory-made bail at the very end, but for now I'm making that loop there so that it will, the bail has somewhere to go. It's actually really fun to do these kinds of experiments just to see what comes out. So, oh, you can also follow me. I'm on Twitter at oldestqueenbee, and you'll see me on there. I post pictures, but I also like to chat with people that I really enjoy, YouTube people. So yeah, if you're on there, then follow me, and hopefully I can chat with you. Also, feel free to leave comments down below, because I'm always interested in hearing what people have to say, and it definitely helps with my video making skills and just general confidence in this whole YouTubing thing. So as you can see, I am wrapping the uncoiled portion of the wire around, and then right under it I'm folding or bending the coiled portion of the wire there. See? So you get a little bit of texture. Because adding that 24 gauge sure makes that 16 base wire really big. Like a lot bigger. So it almost looks hidden under there. It's really interesting. So I'm just going to bend it. I bend it until the coil essentially runs out, and then put one end of the wire to one side and the other end on the other side, just like that, so they stick out. And I'm going to begin the process of making a loop, or a curl I should say, a spiral. Just because that's a nice way to end a wrap. And who doesn't like looking at a spiral? I mean, really. So to do the spiral, it's the same as any other spiral in technique, except I'm holding on with dear life I'm just gripping that like with all my gorilla might, because it is 16 and it is tough to do. I wasn't expecting it to be that tricky, because it is basically just a copper wire with a thin tin coating. So I really wasn't expecting it to be a very hard wire, but I was wrong. So I went ahead and I made a spiral on the other side. So you'll see, there they are down below the coils. There you go, see? And you could stop right here if you wanted to. It's totally, that's the fun, is you can customize it however you like. But I was feeling a little more ambitious, so I have some 24 gauge right here and my little round nose pocket pliers, and I'm just doing some wire wrapped loops. I'm going to make a few what they call double wraps, meaning you make one wrap loop up, and then you place a bead there, and then you do another wire wrapped loop. To make, you do this a lot to make earrings and to make chain. So, if you are curious to know how to do these wraps, I have a video already on my channel that's a really old video from a long time ago. That was the very first video I ever made, and I show you how to do the wire wrapped loops and how to make ear hooks. So that's always an essential for jewelry making. It's great to know how to do that. I'll link to it below, but I will warn you, I didn't have a camera at the time, so it was the quality, like the audio doesn't sync up with my lips and stuff. It's kind of the pits, but be forewarned. Oh, so here I am making the other loop, because I'd put a 4mm Swarovski bicone on there. And one trick that's important to this kind of wrapping is to make your loops going in opposite directions. So if you make one loop that is facing up, the other one has to be facing flat. You'll see, I'll bring it up to the camera in just a second here, and you'll see what I mean. See what I mean? There's the one there that's flat and the other loop that isn't, it's vertical. And that makes your chain lie flat. So I made a few. There's 4, and I took small jump rings and linked them to those spirals on the side. And again, you can leave it just like that if you want to, or you can make the crystal wraps longer. It's up to you. But I really wanted to do something really ornate. So I found some spare scrap chain and I put it around kind of below the Swarovski, and I linked it in the very middle to the middle link there, so it kind of looks like a little festoon necklace. And now what I'm doing is I found I think it was a 6mm bicone, Swarovski bicone, and what they call an Artemis bead. This with the Swarovski crystal. There it is right there. It's like a cone-shaped crystal. It's gorgeous. They're great for earrings too. And as you'll see there, I made a little bit of a fringe with more extra just scrap chain. You just link that all together with a wire wrap or a jump ring or whatever you want to do, and link it to wherever it's supposed to be linked. It's not hard. I didn't think you'd want to watch me do that because it's just more opening and closing of jump rings. It's not a big deal. So that's it. I put a bail on there and a bit of Figaro chain for the necklace, and that's it. It doesn't take long to do, and it looks really, really cute. I really like it. I think I'm gonna have to keep this one for myself, just because it was fun to make, and I hope you enjoy it. And do share pictures on my Facebook page if you so wish, or on Instagram, and just tag me at Queen Bee Jewels. And I love seeing what people make. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.